Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to the Centurions Review, the punk rock band of war game review institutions. This scenario I'm running here is called The Great Bank Robbery. 5 gang members have decided they need money, so they've gone to the New Horizon Trust and Bank, and they're going to try and rob it. So let's get started here. These guys can all move 6, so let me take the roof off this. He gets in there. He barely gets in there. This guy won't make it in. And these two here, they're just going to make it to about there. So for the gang members' second action, they're going to fire. However, there was a security guard on duty here, so he's on overwatch. So we're going to roll to see who fires first, or if they fire at the same time. On a 5 or 6, the gang fires first. On a 3 or 4, they fire at the same time. And on a 1 or 2, the security guard fires first. So let's roll it. That's a 2, so the security guard will fire. This is using my 20mm zombie mass combat rules. Actually, I found it works pretty well for this. So he's trained, and he's got a pistol. So he needs to roll a 4 or higher. He does not. So now these two guys get to go, and unfortunately this guy's armed with a shotgun, so he's untrained, but he gets a +3 for having a shotgun. So let's roll that. So that's a 6, and this guy's in the open, so that's a headshot, and the police officer has been killed. The other guy, for his second action, he hasn't fired yet. He's just gonna move forward. There's gold in this building here, which represents money essentially, so they want to collect all the money or gold, whatever you want to call it. So anyhow, the bank tellers have seen that they're being robbed, so they've tripped the silent alarm. So let's roll to see when the cops arrive. Cops will arrive in 1 turn, so they got to be quick. So this guy here, he can only move half because he's jumping over this thing, so he makes it to there. This guy down here, he'll make it into there and pick up that gold. And we got some gangbangers outside who need to get in here and quick. So actually this guy had 2 actions, so on his second action he can walk up to this one here and take this gold. Alright, these guys here, 12 inches from there. So it'll make it to about there, and she will make it to about there. This guy was a little bit closer, so he'll make it into here. That was a double move on their part. Alright, new turn, so the cops are going to arrive now. We're going to roll to see who goes first. That was for the cops, got a 3, which becomes a 4 because they're trained. The gang gets a 3, so the cops will go first. So their car moves 18 inches per action. It's got 2 actions. So at 36 inches, bring it right all the way into here. But they can't unload yet. So they're blocking their getaway, the path to their getaway vehicle, so that's going to be a problem. Alright, the gang will go now. She'll make it to there, and he'll make it to there. And then this guy here, that's 1 action, and his second action will bring him over here, but he can't fire this turn. These 2 will be able to fire. And down here, these guys are going to collect the rest of the gold. So he runs out and then goes back here into the vault and gets this gold. And on his second action, he runs out. This guy here will move into here, and there's a little gold over there, if I can get it out. Alright, so they've cleaned the bank dry of money. Now they just need to get out with their lives. So this guy's still got a little bit of movement, so he's going to run out the back here. So these two up front here are going to fire at the cop car. The cop car, they've got cover. So they're just armed with pistols, so I'll roll that. There was a 1 and a 5. The 5 will do 1 wound unless the police make their armor save. So they do not, so the police take 1 wound. I just put a penny out there so I remember one of them has a wound. Alright, so now we'll start the next turn. Roll for the police with a +1. So the police have a 2 + 1, 3. Gang has 6, so the gang will go first. He makes it to the edge here. And he's got a shot at the police vehicle there. So we'll roll it. He gets a 6. So that's going to be a headshot unless the police roll their armor save. Police roll their armor save, so they're okay. Over here, these two move in here and they're in cover. And they're going to fire 2 pistol shots at the car. And 1 is a potential wound. Roll for an armor save. Cops make their armor save. And now the shotgunner, he should be able to fire through there. So he gets a +3 because he's got a shotgun. And so that's going to be a hit unless the police save. Police save. So now it's the police turn. Alright, these two unload here. This guy aims at that guy, and this guy is going to fire over there. This guy's got a shotgun. So the guy without the shotgun will have the wound. So a shotgunner will fire into here. And he rolls a 6. He's firing at the other shotgunner who doesn't have... does he have cover there? Yeah, he's got a little bit of cover, so he'll get a save. He just saves on a 5 or 6 because he doesn't have a armored vest. He does not save, so this guy here has been killed. Alright, the other cop here will fire at this guy down here. So we'll roll 1 dice, and he misses. But however, the cops were able to get a call in and said things are completely crazy and we need backup. So the SWAT team will be arriving in 4 turns. Alright, so that's the end of that turn. So now SWAT team will be arriving in 3 turns, and we'll roll for the police to see who goes first. Police, gang goes first. So this guy down here is going to fire 1 shot at that cop, and he will wound him. Actually, the cop's got no cover there, and he had 1 wound, so this cop is dead. Right here, this guy. Alright, next action. This guy is going to go 6, 12, so he'll make it to about there. And over here, the 2 people with pistols will shoot at this cop. So a 4 and a 3, I don't think that's good enough because they're untrained. No, it's not. So now the cop's up, and he's got a +3. So 3 + 3 is 6, so that's a headshot. So it'll go on to her. Gonna roll to see if the cover saves her. Yeah, she gets a cover save, so she's still alive. Alright, next turn. 2 turns, the SWAT team arrives. So let's roll to see who goes. Cops get a 5. Gang gets 2. So the cop will go and he's going to fire his shotgun there. Actually, he's going to move over here so he gets a little bit of cover from these guys too. So then he'll fire at this guy right here. And that's a 4, and he's trained. So that will do a wound unless the guy does a cover save. Does not do a cover save, so this guy has 1 wound. 2 wounds will kill you. Alright, now the gang goes. Alright, they're out of range of this guy here. So they're going to move forward. And these two here will fire at the cop. 2 shots. 2 and a 1, nothing happened. Alright, next turn. I think it's 1 turn left until the SWAT team arrives. So we'll roll to see who goes first. Cop does not go first. Gang actually does. The gang got a 1-2 and the cop's trained, so he gets a +1, so he's going to go first. So he's actually going to turn this way and shoot at this guy since he's out in the open, so he gets a +3. That's 6 + 3 is 9. He kills him because he's in the open. There's no save there. Alright, this guy here he's going to move to there. Now he has no cover from him and he has no cover from him, so now the gangbanger will shoot. And he misses. Not a good shot. Maybe you should stop holding the gun sideways. I don't know. Alright, these two will fire at the cop. Cop's got cover. A 6 and a 4. I think the 6 is a headshot unless the cop saves. So the cop gets a 5. He does save. So now it's the next turn and the SWAT team arrives. Let's roll to see who goes first. Police and SWAT team get a 4. Gangbangers get a 3. So let's bring in the SWAT team. Alright, he's got 18 inches per action. So he's just gonna... They're gonna run for... Alright, vehicle gets the elite table for melee. So we're gonna roll. And he gets a 5. So that will push him out of the way and give him 1 wound. Sorry, I'm watching the baby too here. So sorry, baby's pacifier fell out of her mouth. So alright, they can't unload since they did two moves here. They'll have to unload next turn. But this cop here turns and tries to shoot this guy here with a shotgun with a +3. So that's a 6. This guy's in the open. He is killed. Alright, the gang goes now. These two here are going to fire at that cop. One gets a 5, so that's a potential wound. Let's roll to see if the cop fails his cover save. So he's got 1 wound. 1 more, he's dead. Alright, next turn. Cops roll a 5, which becomes a 6, and the gang gets a 5. So the cops and SWAT team will go first. Alright, SWAT team unloads. That guy's armed with an MP5. So is he. This guy has a sniper rifle, and this guy has an MP5. So the cop with the shotgun will fire first. 3 + 3 is 6. Let's see if this guy gets his cover save. Otherwise, it's a headshot and he's dead. Does not get his cover save, so this guy is killed. Alright, now for the SWAT team. They got SMGs. They're within 6 inches, so each of them is going to get 3 dice. So this guy will go first, firing at her. They're elite. So 2 chances at a wound, so let's roll her 2 saves here. She fails both saves and is killed. And the bank robbery is over. The police and the SWAT team have won. Thanks for watching and have a good evening.